Most people think $200,000 changes your life because of what it can buy. A nicer car, a down payment, a business, a year away from work. But the real power of $200,000 is quieter than that. It changes the way you sit in a meeting, the way you answer a rude email, the way you look at a job you secretly hate, the way you hear the word risk. If your life costs $4,000 a month, $200,000 can cover 50 months of living expenses. That is more than 4 years. 4 years to survive, 4 years to wait, 4 years to rebuild, 4 years to say no. But here is the problem. The same money that gives Alex freedom can also disappear if he misunderstands what freedom really means. Because $200,000 is not the end of the game. It is the moment the game changes. Alex refreshes the screen twice. $200,000. For 10 years, he saved quietly. Not dramatically, not perfectly. He skipped some upgrades, stayed in a modest apartment, drove an older car, cooked more than he wanted to, said no to trips he could technically afford. And now the number is finally there. But instead of feeling rich, Alex feels something else. Responsibility. Because a small amount of money asks, "Can I afford this?" But a serious amount of money asks, "What kind of life am I trying to build?" Alex is not living in luxury. His monthly life costs about $4,000. $600 for rent, $500 for groceries, $350 for utilities, phone, and internet, $400 for transportation and gas, $350 for health insurance and medical costs, $300 for eating out and basic enjoyment, $300 for personal items, subscriptions, clothes, and small expenses, $200 for unexpected monthly leakage. It is not poverty. It is not luxury. It is a controlled middle-class life, and that matters because savings are only powerful in relation to the cost of the life they protect. Alex does the math. $200,000 divided by $4,000 a month equals 50 months. That is 4 years and 2 months. This number changes the emotional weight of everything. A job loss is no longer immediate disaster. A bad boss is no longer a prison guard. A career change is no longer fantasy. A failed experiment is no longer fatal. But 50 months is not forever. It is long enough to make better decisions. It is also long enough to make expensive mistakes slowly. Before $200,000, Alex made decisions quickly when fear entered the room. He accepted extra work because he was afraid to look difficult. He stayed late because he did not want to risk his job. He avoided conflict because conflict felt expensive. But now something is different. He does not become arrogant. He does not stop working hard. He simply stops feeling trapped. And that is the first real change. Money does not make Alex fearless. It gives him enough distance from fear to think clearly. When someone has 1 month of expenses saved, life is reactive. When the car breaks, they panic. When rent rises, they panic. When work becomes toxic, they endure. When an opportunity appears, they ask whether they can survive the risk. But with 50 months of expenses saved, Alex enters a different mode. He does not ask only, "What can I afford?" He asks, "What is worth the cost?" That is the move from survival mode to choice mode. And it is one of the most underrated forms of wealth. 4 years sounds like a long time, but Alex understands the danger of false confidence. If he quits his job and changes nothing, the clock starts. After 1 year, $200,000 becomes $152,000. After 2 years, it becomes $104,000. After 3 years, it becomes $56,000. After 4 years, it becomes $8,000. The money gives him time. But if he uses time without a plan, freedom becomes a countdown. The difference between runway and collapse is direction. The first option is the least dramatic. Alex keeps his job. Same salary, same commute, same meetings. But he is not the same person inside the job. Now work becomes a choice, not a hostage situation. He can negotiate better. He can decline unreasonable projects. He can ask for remote days. He can prepare for a better role without rushing. This is the hidden value of savings. Sometimes it does not help you leave immediately. It helps you stay without feeling owned, but staying has a cost. If Alex stays only because it is comfortable, $200,000 can become a sedative. He may stop growing. He may tolerate a career that pays well but slowly drains him. He may tell himself he is being responsible when he is actually avoiding change. Safety can protect your life, but too much safety can shrink it. So Alex asks a sharper question. Am I staying because this job still fits my future? Or because I finally have enough money to avoid making a hard decision? With $200,000 saved, quitting is possible. At $4,000 per month, Alex has 50 months. That sounds like freedom, but quitting without a plan turns savings into sand. Month 1 feels peaceful. Month 3 feels exciting. Month 6 feels unclear. Month 12 feels uncomfortable. Month 18 feels personal. And if there is no new income by then, the money stops feeling like freedom. It starts feeling like a timer. Alex learns that quitting is not the same as escaping. A runway only matters if something is taking off. The smarter version of Alex does not quit because he can. He quits only if the plan makes sense. He protects at least 24 months of expenses. That is $96,000. He sets aside $20,000 for health insurance, taxes, emergencies, and transition costs. He limits business or retraining risk to a specific amount. He gives himself a deadline. For example, 12 months to test the new path, 6 months to find traction, 3 months to correct the strategy, and a clear point where he returns to employment if the experiment fails. This is not cowardice. This is how adults take risk without romanticizing disaster. Alex has wanted to change careers for years, but before, the cost felt impossible. A certification might cost $8,000. A serious career program might cost $15,000. A relocation could cost $10,000. A lower-paying first role could cost $20,000 in lost income during the first year. Without savings, these numbers feel like walls. With $200,000, they become investments to evaluate. Not automatic, yes. Not automatic, no. Just choices with prices. Alex does not buy education because it sounds productive. He asks, will this skill increase my earning power? Is there real demand? Can I see actual job postings? How long will it take to recover the cost? What happens if I am average, not exceptional? If he spends $20,000 in 1 year to move into a career that pays $25,000 more per year, the investment can be rational. But if he spends $20,000 on a vague dream with no market demand, he is not investing. He is purchasing hope. And hope is expensive when it is not attached to evidence. $200,000 also gives Alex the option to start a business. But this is where many people confuse courage with poor budgeting. Alex could divide the money carefully. $96,000 for 24 months of living expenses. $20,000 for emergencies and health-related costs. $30,000 for business testing. The rest remains untouched or invested conservatively. This allows the business to fail without destroying his life. But if Alex puts the entire $200,000 into the business, he creates a dangerous situation. Now, the business does not just need to succeed, it needs to succeed before fear destroys his judgment. The emotional cost of business is not only losing money, it is making decisions while watching your safety disappear. When savings are falling, Alex may underprice his work, accept bad clients, rush strategy, sell too early, quit too late, or pretend the business is working because admitting the truth hurts. This is why protecting runway matters. The goal is not to remove risk. The goal is to prevent fear from becoming the CEO. $200,000 can also become a house down payment. On a $500,000 home, $100,000 is 20%. That still leaves another $100,000. At first, this sounds ideal. Alex can buy and still have money left. But home ownership changes the math. A mortgage is not the only cost. There are property taxes, insurance, repairs, furniture, utilities, maintenance, closing costs, and the invisible cost, reduced mobility. A house can make Alex feel stable. It can also make his life harder to change. If Alex puts $100,000 into a house, that money is not gone. But it is no longer liquid. It becomes equity. Equity can build wealth. But equity does not pay rent next month unless Alex borrows against it or sells. Cash gives flexibility. A house gives roots. Cash helps Alex leave. A house encourages him to stay. Neither is automatically better. The question is, which form of safety does Alex need more at this stage of life? Financial mobility or long-term stability? If Alex invests the full $200,000 and it grows at an illustrative 7% annual return, after 20 years it could become about $774,000. After 30 years, about $152 million. That is the power of compounding. But Alex cannot treat all money as long-term money. If he invests everything and the market falls 30%, the account could drop to $140,000. If that happens during unemployment, he may be forced to sell investments at the worst time. Investing is powerful, but only when the money has enough time to recover. Alex creates 3 buckets: safety, opportunity, growth. Safety money is not supposed to impress anyone. It sits in cash or safe equivalents, maybe $72,000 to $96,000. That is 18 to 24 months of expenses. Opportunity money is for calculated risks, maybe 30,000 to 50,000. Career change, business testing, relocation, skill building, growth money is long-term. Maybe the rest is invested. This system gives each dollar a job. Because the biggest mistake is asking one pile of money to protect today, fund tomorrow, and chase growth at the same time. With $200,000 saved, Alex becomes more capable of helping others. But he also becomes more visible. A parent may need medical help. A sibling may need rent. A relative may ask for a loan. Helping feels good because Alex can finally do something. But generosity without limits can turn savings into obligation. If he gives $10,000 once, he can recover. If he becomes the emergency fund for everyone, the money will disappear. Alex learns a painful truth. Having money does not remove guilt. Sometimes it increases it. Alex creates a family support rule. He can give $10,000 total this year, or $500 a month, or pay one specific bill directly. But he will not fund repeated emergencies without a larger plan. This is not selfish. It is sustainability. Because if Alex destroys his own financial foundation, he does not become generous. He becomes the next person who needs rescuing. A boundary is not a lack of love. It is a way to make help survive reality. The most dangerous use of $200,000 is not a failed business. It is lifestyle creep. A nicer apartment adds $700 a month. A new car adds $600 a month. More eating out adds $300 a month. Travel adds $500 a month averaged across the year. Suddenly, Alex's life no longer costs $4,000. It costs $6,100, and now $200,000 no longer covers 50 months. It covers about 33 months. He did not lose money all at once. He lost power through comfort. This is one of the most important lessons. The cheaper Alex's life is, the more powerful his savings become. At $4,000 a month, $200,000 buys 50 months. At $5,000 a month, it buys 40 months. At $6,100 a month, it buys about 33 months. At $8,000 a month, it buys only 25 months. The money did not change. The lifestyle changed. And when lifestyle rises, freedom falls. This is why two people with the same bank balance can feel completely different. One feels powerful. The other feels trapped. $200,000 forces Alex to face a question most people avoid. Does he want to look successful? Or does he want to be free? Looking successful often requires visible spending. A better car, better clothes, better apartment, better restaurants, better photos. Being free is usually invisible. Cash no one sees, investments no one notices, options no one can measure from the outside. Alex realizes that the strongest version of his life may look ordinary to other people, and that is difficult. Because invisible wealth requires emotional maturity, Alex now sees the next milestone. At $4,000 a month, 5 years of living expenses equals $240,000. He has $200,000. That means he is 83% of the way there. He is not done, but he is close. Another $40,000 would move him from 50 months to 60 months, from 4 years and 2 months to a full 5 years. And psychologically, that matters. Because at 5 years of expenses, a person stops thinking only about survival. They start thinking about design. Where should I live? What work is worth doing? Who do I want to become? What risks are finally reasonable? Alex decides not to make one dramatic move. He creates a structure. $96,000 stays protected for 24 months of core expenses. $60,000 goes into long-term investments. $25,000 becomes an opportunity fund for career change or business testing. $10,000 is reserved for family support and generosity. $9,000 is for life, travel, rest, and small rewards. This is not mathematically perfect, but it is psychologically sustainable. It protects him from panic. It gives his future a chance to grow. It allows risk without recklessness. And it lets him enjoy life without letting enjoyment consume the entire foundation. From the outside, Alex's life does not look dramatically different. He still works, still budgets, still checks prices, still cooks at home, still thinks before spending. But inside, everything is different. He no longer feels like one mistake can destroy him. He no longer needs every opportunity to work immediately. He no longer says yes from fear. He can wait. He can negotiate. He can leave. He can help. He can rebuild. He can choose. That is what $200,000 changes, not the surface of life, the posture. $200,000 does not make Alex rich, but with a $4,000 monthly life, it gives him something rare. 50 months of breathing room, 50 months of patience, 50 months between a problem and desperation. But every choice still has a cost. Cash costs growth. Investing costs certainty. A house costs mobility. A business costs safety. Helping others costs part of your own protection. A better lifestyle costs future freedom. The money does not answer the question. It makes the question more serious. What kind of life should this money protect? What kind of future should it build? And what kind of freedom is worth more than looking successful? Because the real power of savings is not what it lets you buy. It is what it allows you to refuse. The bad job, the rushed decision, the desperate deal, the lifestyle you cannot afford, the version of yourself built only to impress other people. Every choice has a cost. And sometimes, the most powerful choice is keeping your life simple enough that your money can actually set you free. If you had $200,000 saved and your life cost $4,000 a month, what would you do first? Keep working? Invest more? Buy a house? Start a business? Help family? Or protect the money until the right opportunity appears? Share your answer in the comments. And if you want more stories about money, freedom, opportunity cost, and the hidden trade-offs behind life-changing decisions, like this video and subscribe to The Cost of Choice. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.